Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for another Inspired by Pinterest. I found these. Oh my gosh, they're so cool. I never thought of doing this. I don't know why. But it's all just pieces of cards and scraps and some stamped like numbers. I mean, come on. And then stitched around. I don't know why. But anyway, because I do love playing around with cards. And yeah, never thought of it though. So, oh, this one was posted by Sharon Bray. So, very cool, very cool. I made a couple just because at first I was like, I'm not really sure how I want to do this. So, these cards are like, oh, you can't even see. They're like counting cards for kids that I got at the school when I worked there. They got rid of a whole bunch of math stuff. And so I got those, and I thought I had a whole bunch more, but all I have left is the clear ones. So, but they're a good base. But this one's so cool because it has the stars and all that on it. So that's what the background is there. And then this one was just obviously a king playing card, and then scraps and pieces of other cards in the back of the card. So yeah, I mean, you could do, I have some other ideas too that we're going to play around with. So I think I'll start with a blank just because that seems really good to me to use those up. I have a few of those and I'm sanding them. I don't think you have to, but to me, I just think it's going to stick better because you are stitching. So it's not even like that big of a deal if it doesn't stick perfectly. But I just like to sand them. I think I'm actually going to get a different paper to sand on. Oh, one of you, I think it was Sheila, was asking me what this paper is. It's just deli paper. Easy to find, but you could use parchment. You can use, it's just something so it doesn't mess up my mat, you know. That's all you need. So anyhow, that's what that is. And I thought even some of these would be fun, and some postage stamps. So yeah, there's, I think, a million things you could do. So you need a bunch of scraps, which is not difficult for any of us, I don't think. We always seem to have some kind of scraps around. So I'm going to add some scraps first since this one's entirely blank. And I even got a piece of this. Oh, I thought it was just the inside of the, well, darn. I really just wanted it to be the, you know what I'm talking about, the security part of the envelope. Does this one have it? This one does. Let's just use this. I liked the blue, but security envelopes, the inside, you know, that stuff. So we'll just do a little kind of collaging on there. I don't know what little piece of plastic that is. Oh, probably off the envelope, huh? And we'll let some of it show and some of it I don't want to show. I kind of want this little piece right here though on the other side because it's a barcode, and I think that might look kind of cool. So yeah, this is really endless what you could end up making. What did I do with my ink? I moved everything out of the way so I could wash off my mat, and then I end up covering everything. I am going to ink. You do not have to ink. It's totally up to you. I think I'll move these because I'm going to end up putting the inker on them or something. And then we can also ink this just to, so we don't have the white corners on it. But yeah, I think you could put all kinds of goodies on there and it would be cool. So how is everybody? I hope you guys are well. Thank you again to Josie, Hooligan Mama, for the glue stick. I always appreciate those. And hugs and blessings to Alejandrina, Katrina, Susie, Paige Chick Designs, and Tracy. Thank you guys so much for always watching. Thank you for your kind comments. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you that have been with me for a long time or a short time. Whatever the time is, I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they won't all take me that long to cut. Okay. I like the ink. You do not have to have the ink. I mean, you don't really have to cover the whole thing, because now we could use like a piece of the card. I like to cut these little like corners off. It depends on the type of card that you have, what bits you're going to end up with. And then I also like that center piece and then the back you can use. So you can really kind of cannibalize a card, and you might think, oh my gosh, it's going to take a million cards. Well, I think I did those two with like 2 cards or 3 cards. So it's not as bad as you might imagine it would be to use the cards. And if you, you know, use all the parts, then obviously it'll go a lot further. But, you know, you can get these plain cards at the Dollar Tree, especially these particular ones that I have right here. I think that's where I got them. We got them one year for my daughter Aiden's birthday. I can't even remember how old she was turning that year. But we did Alice in Wonderland. So I punched holes in the top of the cards and then kind of like strung them on ribbon to make like garland and stuff like that for the party. So I bought a whole bunch of boxes. So I'm down to just about none now, but I still have a few, obviously, to use. But yeah, you could do a lot of stuff. Oh, I want to use those. I don't want to. And what I did is I just cut the extra white part off. So it's up to you if you want to keep it or not, but I just kind of like the red on its own there. But yeah, you're just cutting them apart however you feel. And then what I did, a lot of times I just glue it down and then I'll round the corners afterwards because it's kind of a pain. I'm going to sand this just a little, just so it'll stick better. Because they do slide around. You're putting a slippery card on a slippery card. And I use liquid PVA glue. I think is best for this part just because, like I said, it's going on a slippery card. But with the stitching, it's not really, I mean, I guess you can do it with whatever you want. And it shouldn't be any problem. And then I stamped out, I liked how that one of hers says no. I don't know if it's supposed to be like number or what, but anyway, I like it. So I did one just with a fine line pen, just did lines because I just liked the look of it. It sort of made me laugh. So I'm going to put one of those on. So what you do is put all these bits on and then stitch around them however you like. I kind of just was stitching around the card part, you know, these pieces instead of all the scraps and everything. I may go back in and go all the way around. I don't know. That was just a first try. And then because you've got that bumpy stitching, I put a piece of manila file folder so you don't feel it as much, so you can still write on it, which obviously is important, right? If we're making journals, that can be important. The writing part, not just the art part. And I like mine, you know, a little more beat up and grungy maybe than other people, but you do yours the way you like it, and it'll all work out just fine. Some of this is going to hang off, I know, but let's see where we get with it. It's a beautiful day today, sunny and nice, but the wind is blowing and the wind is not warm. It is not warm wind. So I have my jacket on again. I try to keep a sweatshirt up here in my craft room because sometimes it's not when it's really hot, obviously, but like the air conditioner or whatever gets me that day. I just need something to help me cool off. This is that piece of coffee dyed paper that I stamped. I did make a freebie of this. I don't know. I'll try to remember to link it again so that if you want it, you can get it. But yeah, just numbers all stamped out on coffee dyed paper. And it works pretty well to have. I think I'm going to use this bottom part. And we'll keep the other part for something else. Or another card. Of course, if you're starting with a card base like I did on this one where it's the king card, I think it's good to keep a part of that, you know, showing. I mean, you might as well, since it's already there. You don't want to cover all that up, but again, that would be your choice. I am using glue stick for this since it's thin paper. And we might not even use the 3. I might try to find, I had a little piece of the queen left. Maybe we'll try to put that on since she's in red. Yeah, these are just really fun. I don't know why I never thought of doing this. Isn't that funny? How you can mess with something forever and not think of certain things, and then somebody does it and it seems so obvious. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, really. I had another little bit. Oh, there she is. I have a queen. The Queen of Hearts. And I just like to sand the front because I like it that way. If you don't want to sand yours, don't. They just take ink better and everything when they're sanded, so that's why I do it. But that's totally up to you. I like them to look more worn and inked and stuff than brand spanking sparkly and new. Trying to skip the corner over there because we don't need to get that whole corner. Oh, it was the other corner. I'm a dork, sorry. My goodness. It's fine, as my son would say. It's fine. It's probably fine. He is doing good, and my daughter's doing good, and she's kind of got multiple jobs right now. She did an album cover for somebody in our local area, but it was just for one of their songs. And she's the restaurant that she bartends at. She's doing some of their like social media, graphic design stuff, and then she's also doing that job. So she's a busy girl now, which is awesome. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna leave it with that, and then once it's stitched around, obviously it's gonna look a lot different. But I'm just gonna make some since you've seen them stitched. You get the concept. But yeah, super fun journaling cards. This one is clear on the back, but I will put manila file folder on there, and that's because of the stitching part. So let's do one of these, a jack. And for these, I kind of just go where there's the blank spots, but as far as the scraps go, I mean, I guess that's not totally true, is it? It's up to you. how you want to do that. And I gotta sand it again. I keep forgetting. Probably should have sanded a bunch of them, but I didn't set it all out. I just started it, and then I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I want to show you guys." So here I am, because this is fun and not super complicated. Like, just add some stuff to your cards. Do a few stitches, and I don't even feel like you'd have to stitch if you don't want to. You could do some like black ink pen or something like that, little dashes and lines and whatnot, and I feel like you could get that effect of stitching pretty well. I think a postage stamp would be fun. This one, for some reason, these two are stuck together, but they are stuck together because I tried to get them apart because it seems like such a waste, but what are you going to do? I think I'll leave his face up there. And then another piece of some card. Do I have one cut? This ace is cut. Oh, and we have that little 3 too. I'm going to be careful here because I want to keep that part. And this one's blue on the back, so we can use that. Okay. Do I want, I could just kind of do this. I mean, you can put them on however you want to, really. I don't really want to see his face down there, so I think I might put this barcode here. Just, you know, because only like his chin is going to show, so. Got my paintbrushes clanging in here every time I bump the table. And that one will go there. This one will go here. It doesn't meet all the way over there, so we're going to need another something. Another something. Oops. I put a different piece so that I wouldn't get the dusty all over the glue, and then I go and then this. So that needs to be sanded. Got my glue finger, sticky finger on there. You can also take your, if you have one of these, the littlest one that's going to go down there will work for that generally. This one's a little skinnier, but it's fine. And we'll put the postage stamp. I don't know how those ones got so stuck together. They must have gotten stuck together like years ago, because that is an older stamp. Airmail stamp. Maybe I want. Just take a tiny bit off of this. My husband's down in the garage, if you can hear his TV down there. He worked this morning for a couple hours and now he's back. It's a pretty good setup, really, for him. Much better than his 12 to 13 hour days he used to put in. Okay. This one isn't my favorite so far, but you know, it's all trial and error, honestly. To see how they'll come out. Let's go up here. It's a little bit wide. That is very narrow. Could use scrap, but no, I'll probably cut it too narrow, right? I don't know if I like that or not. Sorry, I guess this kind of is a little bit like watching paint dry, but it's the only way I know how to do it. I mean, you could add anything on top of these too, like even once you finish them, if you wanted to add a bird, a butterfly, you know, Tim Holtz person, whatever, I think you could definitely do it and it would look cool. Slides around on there. You really got to just let it set and dry. Should have done this in the first place. Just put it on and then trimmed it. Why do we not think of these things? I don't know. People always make suggestions about how I could have done something. It's like, yeah, I know, but I'd probably not ever think of that on my own. So, but thank you, thank you. Where is... I don't know if any of these. They're kind of big, huh? I kind of actually like that. Like all the way over like that even, and then I can trim it. Oh, yeah, a flower would look cool on top too. All the way. It works pretty good like that. Drop my lid on the floor. Las Vegas. All right, I think that one's good. Just like that. So we've got 2. Do another one. Just do an 8. For don't know why, but why not? I want to put some of this for that. I'm gonna have just a big giant mess here in a minute. You just watch me. Giant mess. You could splatter them with ink. I mean, a million ideas, right? Up here. I did not sand this one at all. I think it's fine with the stitching. The stitching definitely helps hold it together. These are foam stamps I had that I totally forgot I even had. And I've hardly ever used them. I got them forever ago when I was scrapbooking. She's cute and smiling. Let's use this girl. Lovely lady. I'm going to cut the black edging off of the picture just to make it a little bit smaller. You could use photos of family or whoever, or just card pieces. Whatever floats your boat. But I kind of do like those photos there because I like photos. I like this ace. Kind of like the 8 showing down there, huh? The 8 of clubs right there. This is, I think that would work pretty good. It's just the blue. Sorry, I'm getting myself all sidetracked here. I'm gonna just go across those ones. Leave the 2 of them up at the top, but I know it'll partially get covered by the 5. I heard you, whoever yelled at me. Somebody did. I know it. So let's move that all the way to the top. Husband's going to a football game tomorrow with his friends. One of them had an extra ticket. It's like, yeah, you better go because you might not get to go again. Stinking tickets have gotten outrageous. I'm actually glad Aiden's is done with the band, because when she was first going, I mean, it's always been expensive, but Now that we have a whole lot more population, it has gotten, yikes, expensive. Do I want to put the ace down here? Yeah. I think I like the ace up here. It doesn't have to make sense. Nothing about it has to make sense. That's the awesome part. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that. I do feel like I need a little something there. And what shall it be? It doesn't look like July where she's at, does it? I know it doesn't matter, but that kind of stuff bugs me, so. Because I'm silly like that. Piece of a map instead. I don't want to cover the 5. What made me think of that is the football game, that is. I'll probably go have dinner with my kids. He's still got friends here from high school. It's so cool because they all still like get together, and yeah, I have my one friend from when I was 6 years old, but she's really the only one I talk to out of all the friends I had in high school. Not that I had loads, because that's just not really I'm a few friend type person, but yeah, she's the only one I keep in touch with, but he keeps in touch with all of his, which is awesome. Good guys. Trying to decide. I think I'm just going to take this little bit off of this. To tuck it right up against that instead of having it overlap. I think that'll work better. It's a nice day to have the window open though. Even though it's a little bit cooler, it just feels nice to let that fresh air come in. I love days like that. Okay, what did I put the other ones? Yeah, those are looking good. I do feel like you could do loads of things with those. I'll make one more and then I'll stitch and I'll come back and show you the end product or the end result. Let's do an ace. Why not? That. Just any old scrap will do. Now I have my sander glued to my glue page. Doing well, y'all. Doing well. I need something. I like to do these ones because they have that little center, and then you can cut it out and then you can use it as a frame, which I did that the other day. Monday I did that. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Can't see what I'm doing here. So yeah, it works well. And again, I got these at the Dollar Tree. I have no idea what they look like now because, like I said, this was years ago. But they might be the exact same ones for all I know. I really wish I had more of those little counting cards because those were fun with the stars and stuff on them. But that's fine. Oh, I cut all the way over there. What was I doing? And I did it again. I need to stay inside the blue line. That works better when I do it that way. My goodness. Well, that one will need a little decorative bits to hold it together. But anyway, that's my little frame. And then I'm going to trim this a little because I don't love the blue line on it. I'm actually going to take off my sweatshirt now. Not too bad in here. Finally got to a good temp. I might just put this one up all the way to the top. Let's see, we could have a two, and then I like that one. Let's use that one. These are Tim Holtz photo booth. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, but I just like, because I always have new people, and I just don't want them to not know. My finger's actually like stuck to the back. I need a bigger piece of the back of a card. I could use one of these because they're pretty cheesy. I want a piece that'll fit up there at the top. More of a square than a rectangle. Well, this is a rectangle too, but we're gonna trim it down, I'm pretty sure. It's definitely crooked. I'm sure you're all surprised. See, that's a little big, so how much of that do I need to trim? About right there. See, square. And then we need more scrap stuff. More stuff. I think I'll just go all the way down like that. Will that work? It should. Yeah. I have to just take a little squidge more. Try to get this straight. I cut wonky, I do. I'm not even going to ink it because it's nice and patinaed. Oh, this one's totally square, so, or squared off corners is what I'm trying to say. Cut just a little bit. And a little bit. Still doesn't fit. Why? Stop being difficult. I'll probably have to use some rubbing alcohol to get that off. And then this one will go up here. Oops, still need to take a little bit off that. Yes, tedious, I know. But I want my club to show all the way. Okay. This will go under here. I can actually go all the way to the... All right, I think we've got it. It's a bit like I've talked about Jenga or something like that. Yeah, I like those numbers. I don't know why I don't ever use them. Just one of those things you forget. I think I bought it for the alphabet, but it was all lowercase, and I decided I wasn't a huge fan of the all lowercase. So then I just quit using it, but the numbers are really cool in it, so... It's kind of sad to cut that because that was a cool part, but that's okay. I didn't ink that either. I'm doing good. Oh. You guys. I need help. need help. Okay, and it needs just a little something else. And I don't know what. Oh, I could use one of the words. Not hello spring. None of these are right. Is this one the same? Yes, I think so. Darn. Maybe I'll say remember this, or yeah, I'll say remember this. Okay, I'm gonna go do some stitching and I will come right back and show you what they look like. Okay, I am back. So I have stitched around them entirely. This is, no, you didn't see this one all done yet. Sorry, I'm struggling between which ones I did originally and which ones I did after. I just put manila file folder, just scraps. And my stitching is definitely crazy, so it fits with this very well. But these are super fun. Just pop them in a pocket. You could even use it as a journal cover and add, you know, other things around it. You can make them for different seasons if you want to. Those are the original ones. But I did stitch all the way around the outside. So that is them. And this was the inspiration. Of course, mine is much different than hers. Well, not much, but different. Because we all have our own way. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you give it a try, and we will chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.